Hello, I'm Pam Hoffman, Everyday Spacer.
I'm Jeff Miller, 2049 Outfitters.
At Everyday Spacer, we show regular folks how to personally and directly participate in space exploration, science, and astronomy. We're here Friday nights at 9 p.m. Pacific Time, 12 midnight Eastern Time, and 2 p.m. on Saturday in Queensland, Australia. We are broadcasting live from Thousand Oaks, California. Thank you so much for joining us. You know, Jeff, we've been at this for a little over 2 years now. That's like over 100 episodes.
Yep. Yeah.
You're up.
Record. Okay.
Just taking note.
Yep. Okay, tonight Pamela's profiling Ron McNair, assuming I actually talk enough to introduce this. We'll be back in 8.3 seconds. Ronald Irwin McNair, PhD, was a NASA astronaut. He was recruited by Nichelle Nichols and died 73 seconds after the Challenger space shuttle launched on January 1986. That's just the tip of the Earth's iceberg. Let's see what Pam has learned about Ron for tonight's profile.
Yeah, that was just to make sure you knew that we were talking about Ron, the astronaut. And you know, this has certainly gotten some people excited because earlier today, some folks mentioned to me, like Enrique from the Our Cosmos meetup, said I was a teacher at one of the schools named after Ronald McNair. I will watch the YouTube later because it will be 11 p.m. Central Time, and I have to work early the next day. Thanks so much, Enrique. We're looking forward to hearing more about your experience. My friend in Ohio, Dawn Jenkins, wrote to Facebook, "Oh, I saw your show last Friday, and you inspired me to work on the bio of Ron McNair I'd been working on before." She actually finished that. I can share that with you in just a little bit. And my ex-fiance, Don Dowdy, told me about some of his programs, that the programs developed after he died, and sent me the links. I have those too. All right, so let me go ahead and, you want to share the screen for me? And I will go ahead and go over here. Of course, we kind of start with the typical Wikipedia, which I love for some real general basic information.
Oh.
Hello, Michelle. Oh, all right. Excellent. That's Italian.
Yeah.
All right. Prego, prego, prego. As I learned in Sicily. All right. So, of course, there's the basic information, when he was born, when he died. We do know about the Space Shuttle Challenger. What I learned, you know, by doing this, to put this together for this show, was that Nichelle Nichols had recruited him. Oh, hi, Cliff. Welcome. Thanks for joining us.
And Anthony.
And Anthony. Yay. We're so glad you're here. Thanks so much. Good evening. Yes. Okay. Yeah. We really like to highlight some interesting folks in our area. So, yeah, I mean, you can get some really great information, and then you'll learn things that you didn't know, you know, about his degrees. He got his PhD from Massachusetts Institute of Technology. Most of us just say MIT. And he received honorary doctorates as well. And you could just keep going and reading all this stuff. He was actually one of a very few, here it is, Nichelle Nichols. He's one of several astronauts recruited by Nichelle Nichols as part of a NASA effort to increase the number of minority and female astronauts.
Hey, Alan.
Hey, Alan, welcome. So he did fly before the Challenger accident aboard Challenger. This was 2 years before that. He became the second African-American to fly in space. And I really do like these I didn't really know about, he was an accomplished saxophonist and was working with Jean-Michel Jarre on a piece that would have been played in conjunction with him on board, you know, the space station, as well as Jean-Michel Jarre on Earth, which would have been really cool. They did, in fact, here it is, Ron's piece. They did, in fact, create this in his honor. And lots and lots and lots of cool, like Space Medal of Honor, Creator of the Moon. Lots of things have been named after him. One of the really interesting things to me was and I think it's above this, but when he was a child, he went to a local library. Now think of this, library, right? Open to the public, everyone can go in and check out books. Well, in his case, when he was this young, and I think it was about 1960 or so, he was told that he could not check out a book because he was not the right color. Can you imagine? The librarian told him this. Oh, here it goes. Here we go. Yeah. The Lake City, South Carolina library was dedicated. Oh, it's dedicated afterwards. Let me get to the story first. Yeah, he was 8 years old. The librarian told him he could not check out the books and said that if he didn't leave, she would call the police. And he said, I'll wait. So he did. And when the police got there, they were actually like, well, why don't you just let him check out the books? And his mother said that he would be very careful with the books. And there's a whole nother, I have a little bit later on here, a whole nother little video, which his brother did about this incident. And now the building is dedicated to Ronald McNair Life. It's the Life History Center. And many, many other things have been, I mean, look at this list, have been named after him. In fact, we heard that someone was teaching at one of the schools named after him. So this is really wonderful that this man who had this interesting life would get this kind of an honor. So we have some other really cool biographies and so forth. They don't have quite as much information about Ronald McNair in these, but there is some. Sometimes you'll pick up little pieces of things that aren't in the Wikipedia, so that's really cool. Yeah, sometimes they emphasize like the degrees. And his, like, I think they talk about it a little bit more here about working with lasers. So you can read about that there. I'm not going to really do an in-depth, extensive portrayal here, but I just wanted to make sure you kind of knew where some of this information is. And I'll be able to send these links as well. Hi, Scott.
Yeah. Scott says at least the police were on his side and helped him get the books. That would have sucked if he left without, but so horrible to have to go through that as a child. Yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty crazy. But I think, and in the little movie, they kind of show that the police are kind of like baffled, like, what? Why wouldn't this kid be allowed to check out books?
Yeah.
This kid looking for books, looking for knowledge. Of course, he should check out the books.
Well, and you have to realize that things weren't quite as bad as they used to be, and being that racist was just baffling to most people by that time.
And it wasn't actually like in laws until 1963. So this is a little bit before that.
Right.
So here's another nice site about that. Like I said, I do have the links. I can share them. I'll have to figure out how, because I think there's a limit within this thing. I might have to break it up, something like that. So yeah, here it is. They talk about his laser research, joined NASA in the late 70s. And then he became just the second African-American to reach space in, I think that was, 84, February 84. And then he was gone by 86, so kind of too bad. But it does talk about some of the other things in his early life. Anyway, there's lots and lots of great places to go. In fact, my friend, Dawn Jenkins, who is in Ohio, she said she was inspired by our announcement last week. She went and finished her article. I guess she had started this. It's a great page. There's all kinds of really cool stuff here.
However, Dawn, you have a typo.
I did mention it to her.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah, I thought I'd say that in Facebook instead of on the air. So well, yeah, some really good, like he was in baseball, basketball. He was very athletic, very skilled. Also in the saxophone as well as karate. Mm-hmm. Oh, hey, Cliff.
Yeah. Yeah, although in the Hidden Figures movie, that was long enough ago that sort of thing was much more common. I mean, it
was before 1960, right? It was like the 50s, I think.
Yeah, Cliff. In Hidden Figures, that was kind of the thing that happened, especially in the South. By the time Ronald was a kid.
Well, he was also South Carolina. That's basically considered the South.
Right. But by the time he was a kid, it was mid-50s. It was
No,
still
he was
not
born in 50.
right.
So this was about,
yeah,
late 50s,
late 50s.
1960s.
It still would have been like looked down upon that kind of.
Especially in the South. In this country, we had kind of a division. Of course, the Civil War was all about,
Yep.
The North versus the South and freeing the slaves and so forth.
Yep. Oh, we have a bunch
Oh,
more.
hi, Dave.
So
welcome.
The McNair crater on the moon was named after him. And in a twist of irony, how about this? The Lake City Library was dedicated in 2011 as Ronald McNair. Yeah, that's the irony. That's the one that wouldn't let him check out the book. Yeah.
Right. The same exact building was named after him. So I definitely recommend these nice biography type sources, including my friend Dawn's here. She actually has a cool thing about our the instructor who taught us when we got a mirror for a telescope. All right. So.
Oh, and Scott says, nice facts, Dave. Yeah.
Yes. Thank you so much. We really, really appreciate when the folks in our audience can help us as well. And this is this one here is about the boy who refused to leave the library. I actually only found out about this earlier this year, maybe last year.
Yeah, and Cliff.
Yeah, hey, Cliff.
But that was a crappy thing. Yep.
Yep.
Yeah, there are crappy people. So that's all.
It's actually pretty sad, I think.
Yeah.
So yeah, there's the whole story is he never gave up. So I kind of like to put themes to these now. He was persistent and he was about freedom, to get the books that he wanted to read, and very inspired by things like Star Trek, and of course Nichelle Nichols helping him get in. Here are the folks that were also encouraged to join. Do we have more comments? Is that what you were doing?
Just
yeah, thanks. Good.
David and Scott are having a conversation.
That's fine.
And David also says Ron displayed an early aptitude for technical matters.
Yes, he did.
Earning him the nickname Gizmo.
Yep. Yeah, he was definitely inspired by Star Trek because they had the, mixed women, men. Yeah. The different cultures.
Yeah, somewhere in all of your stuff, he said that what inspired him was the fact that they had people of all colors.
Yeah. Yeah, here it is. 59, he was 9. And his brother recounts this habit. And I think I heard something as well from someone else in his family. I think it's in the little movie. I have a tab open for it for you. He politely took his books to be checked out, but was told by the librarian that he can't because he's black. He must leave. He refused. Yep. So, very accomplished, amazing, athletic, musical, karate, PhD, 10 years after graduating high school. That's pretty fast.
Oh, yes. Oh, there we go, Dawn.
There's Dawn. Hi.
She says, I was in a hurry to get this up for your presentation. I didn't send it to my editor.
And there's a high school named after. I wonder if that's the one that was, let's see, get his name over here again. Enrique. Is that the school that Enrique taught at? Because I think there's more than one.
I think there's several, yeah.
Yeah.
One is skimming through your list.
Yeah, it's a huge list. Yeah, I really like how they talk about the development of lasers for isotope separation and photochemistry. Utilizing nonlinear interactions in low-temperature liquids and optical pumping techniques. He also conducted research on electro-optical laser modulation for satellite-to-satellite space communications. He was actually involved in some pretty interesting and important events. Remind me of the McCandless one if I don't say it later. Okay. Because I think I have a tab open for that.
Yeah, and Cliff. Yeah.
We do! That's from that movie, isn't it?
Well, I like to say everyone looks the same once you peel their skin off.
Oh, God.
But I've had actually some medical professionals tell me, no, we don't. But so, okay.
Really? That's weird. So, and here's another kind of an astonishing thing. They had 10,000 applications when Ron was going for the astronaut corps at that point. And 35 were selected. Ron was one of them. And here's a picture of the crew. 7 of them. Yeah, and I think this is part of what the various, and we'll see in a minute, what the various scholarships and stuff are about, to inspire other kids to go to school, to take a stand, follow their dreams, believe that they can achieve great things, no matter their race, background, class, age, size, or any other factor. And one of the things we like to do with our guests and with these profiles is to bring as much diversity as possible. All right, so let's keep going, because I think this is a pretty cool picture. It's very casual of most of that crew. This woman is not in that crew, and I have not come up with her name yet. But yeah, here we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of the 7 in a very casual setting. I really like these kinds of photos. And let's see, here's a picture of Ron. So he must have been in a fraternity, right?
Yes, he was. I mentioned that he was in a fraternity.
Okay.
Forget which, but you can figure it out just from that shield.
Yes, right.
If you know your Greek letters.
Omega Psi, I forget that one.
Yeah. Okay, it seems we all need more guys like him running things.
Hells yeah. All right, so what else do we have? Oh, and here he got to play the saxophone, albeit it's probably like a soprano saxophone or something. I don't know, because
that's
it's
tiny
small. Patch. Well, and they have limits on the weight they can take when they take the space shuttle up. Took the space shuttle up. There's a really nice picture of him with his lasers. And this is funny because it says Cecil B. McNair, but I think it's him because his brother's name is Carl. So I'm not sure what this picture is about. If anybody in the audience knows, Dave, tell us. I'm so curious about this. All right, and then we get to the part where we're talking about these post-baccalaureate achievement programs. He definitely inspired this. It basically was set up, I think, after he died, so that first generation low-income individuals, members from racial and ethnic groups historically underrepresented in graduate programs. So that's pretty cool. And I think there's actually a deadline by the 30th for one of these. They call it the TRIO programs. But we have a few more pages about that. So here's good information about that. Eligibility. Oh, and they talk about, yep. Well, I think it's, over 200 campuses nationwide. I have the list in here as well. That's one of the things that Donald sent me. I think Donald actually sent me this one as well, this page as well. So, here's more about it. Actual online PhD program.org, talking about this. Is this the one that has the, no. So they talk about how competitive it is, unique opportunities, how to become a scholar, a McNair scholar. And there's some really cool videos and stuff in here. There's way, way more than we can get into in the confines of this particular episode. But I did some research for you. Take advantage. I will give you these links. So here's the site for the scholar program. I think there's the next page has a little bit more information because it's kind of general. So let's go to this one. This one might be where it says, 187 of the currently funded McNair programs. And every single state seems to have at least one or more of these colleges that are involved with this program. So all over the United States, you can find help in the form of the scholarship program. All right. So let's see, is this the one that had the 30th? There's some deadline by the 30th of September. Let's see if it's here. Yeah, here's one of them. Of course, Donald is in New Hampshire, so he sent me this link for New Hampshire McNair Scholar Program. So probably each of these schools has some kind of page like this that talks about this program.
Well, a lot of those schools had that were links in the listings. So
most of these are links.
Yeah, so you can probably go directly to. It's probably set up so that you go directly to that page for that program.
I concur.
Yeah, and David says, imagine how many talented, experienced Black Americans were overlooked in America's abhorrent space program discrimination policies. case in point, Katherine
Johnson. Yeah. And it's really wonderful to actually learn about these people now, though. So.
Oh, Dawn says it's a joke on Cecil B. DeMille, I think.
Awesome. I knew someone would know.
Yeah.
Excellent. Oh, yeah, here we go. Application deadline is September 30th. So if you or someone you know in New Hampshire can avail themselves of this particular application, it is due
in
a
7
week.
days. Yeah.
In a week. So, yeah. All right, what else do we have here? This is pretty interesting, too, because they actually have, the U.S. Department of Education has the awards for past years. So that's kind of cool. Donald sent me that, too. So, all right, so Ronald McNair is survived by a wife and 2 children. And this article talks a little bit about what they've been doing. Yeah, here it is. Oh, okay, here, I'll talk about this. I have this link as well. There is a Netflix show about the Challenger space shuttle explosion, January 28th, 1986, sorry. And it's called Challenger, the Final Flight.
Now we've seen the first episode.
We saw the first episode, yeah. His wife, Cheryl Moore, and he were married in 1976, and he was gone by 86. He left behind his wife, his son, and a daughter, Reginald and Joy. So Cheryl was actually part of the Challenger Center for Space Education, the foundation.
Well, Dave has something.
Yeah.
Dave says, did you know of McNair's Kids Space book?
I have that link too. Thanks, Dave. So she's in Houston, Texas, and they mentioned something about his son, but and yeah, their house went up in flames, so they lost a lot of the Challenger memorabilia. Let's see, what was the year for that? So definitely some things. Oh, here we go. March 27th, 2019. Definitely some things I did not know about Ron. And Reginald graduated from Florida A&M. Do they have something about his daughter? Yeah. Okay. So Joy, my mother told me often that I was quite the daddy's girl and run to his arms when he arrived from work every day. So they don't have a whole lot about him, but if you want to learn more, these are some good pages and there's some good videos here.
And there might be more in that series. We just have only seen.
Yeah, we've seen the first episode so far. So
yeah, it's not necessarily about Ron. It's about the entire Challenger incident. But
you do see some fun things with Ron involved with it. It's like, oh, there he is. That's cool.
David says, and the book is called Ron's Big Mission.
Yep.
It's a children's book based on a real story of Ron McNair. In this book, Ron is a 9-year-old boy who dreams of being a pilot.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep, we'll see that shortly. Thanks, Dave. So, relatively quite extraordinary skill at karate. He was an accomplished saxophonist. Those are ways that Ron spoke out. So, unfortunately, I went and looked at this one as well. Apparently, those folks did not die instantaneously. I did not know that. And I did find some proof that at least 3 of them, probably survived the explosion itself. And it was probably too low to cause death or serious injury. They were probably knocked out, though. They do have, let's see, where is it? 3 of them. Here it is. Personal egress air pack. They recovered 3, which contained emergency supply of oxygen that had been activated, which indicated that at least 3 crew members were alive and conscious long enough to activate these personal egress air packs, the PEAPs. I did not know that. I thought they were gone instantaneously, which would have been a mercy. But it looks like no. Judith Resnick, Ellison Onizuka, and Michael J. Smith, the pilot. So this was actually pretty hard to watch that episode. They did not show the actual explosion itself when they did I won't give too much away, but I was very glad they cut it out.
Yeah, because I've seen that way enough.
Yeah.
And the day of and the days following.
Oh, yeah.
They showed it over
Here's the
and over
book.
again. Ah, here's the book. Yep.
There you go, Dave. Ron's Big Mission. There's actually another one in here. In the Spirit of Ronald E. McNair, astronaut and American hero. This is by his brother Carl. Let's see. This is rose blue. Okay. And I think, yeah, they go off into some other crazy things that have no relation to Ron.
But that's Amazon and their search engine.
Yeah, that's okay. I have a link for these as well. So here is, I meant to set it up. Sorry. Or maybe it redid. Here it is.
Oh, yeah. Well, you refreshed your screen, but there.
Yeah, I think I can. Here, let's look at it this way. So this is what I wanted to show you. Here is Challenger: The Final Flight on Netflix. They have a little trailer. Okay, we can, and it's got 4 episodes. Engineers, officials, and the crew members' families provide their perspective on the 1986 Space Shuttle Challenger disaster and its aftermath. It is a documentary. So here is this little story that was,
Yeah, Cliff said.
I did too.
Yeah.
Yes.
I think we all did.
Yeah, that was a hard day. So here is the little movie that his brother did about the incident with the library. I don't think I'll play it right now. It's 3 minutes and 19 seconds long. However, I do have a link if you would like that. And that's the end of my tabs.
Okay, here we are.
So, yeah. All right, let's go back to here. Thanks so much for being with us, everybody. This was a definitely a hard one.
Yeah.
But I really enjoyed learning more about Ron McNair.
Yeah.
It was great.
He's a great guy, but
he was fabulous.
Not a great incident.
Yeah. So, if you have any more comments, love to hear from you, especially if you know things that we don't. Always appreciate that. So we're going to move on. If you would like your free list of the annual meteor showers, I've put together this for you at meteorshowerchart.com. Yeah, fill in the form, press the button, and get your chart today.
Some stellar events this week, September 23rd through September 30th. Globe at night is still going until September 26th. And in the north, we're looking for Cygnus. In the south, we're looking for Sagittarius. As always, take your shot with your digital camera, upload it to the website.
Yep. They want you to compare to some they have already.
Yep. September 23rd, Mercury is in inferior conjunction. We should all hope. Superior conjunction would be bad. September 25th is the new moon, and Venus and Mercury and the moon are in conjunction, of which you won't be seeing much of the moon because it's a new moon.
Still should be pretty beautiful.
Yeah. Well, and you'll probably get some earth shine on it at some point.
Yes, that's true.
September 26th, Jupiter is at opposition. And opposition is a great time to get a photograph of the planet since basically you've got the most light bouncing back toward us because, it's...
Well, it's kind of closest in the orbit and stuff.
Well, and also the light on the entire disk is bouncing toward us because it's basically in the exact same direction from the sun as we are.
That's true.
Also, and here.
Well, I was going to do it after you were done.
Challenger accident was avoidable.
Yep, totally avoidable.
It was. And escape system could have saved them all as well.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, the escape systems were problematic in themselves, but that was totally an avoidable accident.
I can turn that one off.
Yep.
I think you're here.
Yep. September 28th, weekly space hangout with Pam.
Yes.
Piquing our curiosity with Dr. Ashwin Vasavada.
Vasavada, I think. Yeah.
Yeah. And September 30th, Friday night show, and we have a guest. And Ned. Okay,
he said thank you.
Yeah. Find us Friday nights at 9 p.m. Pacific time on the Everyday Spacer Facebook page and the Everyday Spacer YouTube channel.
All right, so there are some other events and activities we would like to alert you to. Last month, we had a guest, our first student guest, Joaquin, and he mentioned several competitions for students. We actually found them, a Society for Science, and I haven't seen anything that has like deadlines or like opens up or anything like that. We will keep trying to look for those and let you know. Space Prize has a speaker series. Oh, let me get that. I'll get the YouTube link. Let's see. Copy and paste. All right, here we go. Oh, yeah, I see Cliff is saying good show. We're not quite done. They're not okay. Yeah, did not know about him. Only Sally. Okay, saw things about her in Washington.
Well, I think since she was kind of a civilian, everyone heard about Sally.
Okay, it's not Sally. Sally Ride was an astronaut. Are you talking about Krista McAuliffe? Is that who you meant? Let us know. Let us know. All right. Also, am I doing this? Which section are we doing? Am I doing it? Yes, I'm doing it. That's great. Also, the Space Education Symposium is going to be November 12th. That's hosted by the Human Space Program. That is a Frank White group. Space Apps Challenge is October 1st and 2nd. Space Apps inspires local communities to come together, think intensely, and create solutions to important problems. They do this once a year. So you're up.
Oh, I am. If you or someone you know has done something interesting involving space exploration, science, or astronomy, we'd love to share our live. Join us again next Friday, September 30th. Ms. Denton will likely join us as our guest. If not, we'll figure something out.
Right, and I see some more comments.
Oh, yeah.
And go ahead and look at those. I'm going to go get the links for everybody.
Yep. So Dave says Bob Ebeling was the main engineer who warned NASA about the danger of launching the Challenger. He retired soon after the Challenger. Yeah. Yes, he. I think he's one of the ones who was interviewed in that Netflix series. Oops. There we go. That went away. Hang on.
That was me. I put those in for everybody.
And then Dave said he suffered deep depression and has never been able to lift the burden of guilt. He died in 2016 and carries that guilt. Yeah. I think we saw some footage from him, or it was people quoting him. I don't know which yet.
Yeah, I knew something about this. Yep. Oh, it looks like Cliff was thinking about Krista McAuliffe, the teacher. Yeah. She was the teacher who won a position to go on the space shuttle as a civilian. The first time they had done that as a NASA organization. I put the links in. They aren't looking great. So I will put them in the comments on Facebook and YouTube for you afterwards. I'm hoping they will be clickable links, but it is a pretty big list. Mm-hmm. So yeah. All right. Okay. If you have any other questions, we would love to chat with you a minute. I know there's a lag. Oh, here we go.
Oh, Tom. Hello, Tom. Did you mention Vandenberg launch Saturday? Oh,
I didn't know about that.
Pacific time.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate that. So probably not going to be really interesting because most of the time, night launches are pretty good. I mean, unless you're really close, day launches, because you don't see any contrails, which you might see as the sun is, rising or setting. Mm-hmm. You've got light hitting it, but you're still dark, so they're backlit, that kind of thing.
Yeah, in fact, just after sundown is absolute best time to see them because they light up really good.
Yeah, my first one was like 5 a.m. in the morning. I was in Prescott, Arizona, actually, and I could see from Vandenberg Air Force Base in California. So hundreds of miles. If you're in the vicinity, you might actually see one at those times of day.
I'll let them know about the DART mission.
Oh, yeah, it's supposed to hit an asteroid, right, Dave?
Yeah. Yeah, they're aiming at it. Probably why they call it.
Hey, I really like this part. Keep going. Live and on NASA TV, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, cool. Anybody else got a cool event we should know about? Because, we're just two people here. We don't know every single piece of this. Mm-hmm. It's too big now. I mean.
Yeah, I like watching these on live events.
All kinds of stuff, yeah.
I mean, I stayed up all night/morning watching the Neptune fly by.
Yeah, I remember that too.
Yeah,
I think it was during the day for Well, we were in Ohio though, so it'd have been.
No. Well, it might have been early morning for you, but it was like dark 100 for me.
Ah, got it. That's possible. Yeah. All right, folks. Thanks so much for being with us again this week. We've done about 100 of them. I can't believe we're still here and you're still here and we're still having fun, right? Yes. Okay. So let's see. Dave and Tom and Dawn was here and Cliff. Who else?
Dex was here, or Ned.
Ned.
Dawn.
That's
Cliff.
Dawn. Yeah.
And
another comment. Yay. You don't like. Oh, it's true. Scott. Hey, thanks for joining us, everybody.
Oh,
there's Scott.
For Australian readers, it's expected that DART will finish its 10-month journey through space on Tuesday, September 27th at 9:14 a.m. Australian time. I will have to do the math on that one. Forget which way it goes, but well.
So it's 9 here. It's like 2 in the afternoon over there. I see Alan here too. Alan, Anthony.
Oh, so it'll be
Michelle Vannon. Thanks so much for joining us, everybody.
So it'll be Monday night for us.
Yeah.
Okay. Might still be watchable, so that'd be cool.
Yeah, I was seeing stuff about that on Facebook.
Mm-hmm.
You know, this could be a whole segment in our show. This would be really cool. Just tell us about what's happening. We can share with the rest of the audience. That'd be really fun.
Yeah.
Because I know you folks know an awful lot of stuff as well. Here we go.
And I always put these up.
Oh, I saw that video. Did you see that?
Yeah, I saw that.
Something fell out of the sky in Australia, and they still don't know what it is.
Yeah, Australia seems to get a bunch of our space junk, don't you guys?
I don't know. It could be the Chinese. Dawn's got it. DART asteroid impact September 26th at about 7:15. That's probably East Coast because Dawn's in Ohio.
Yeah.
NASA coverage at 6. So for us, we're back it up 3 hours. That's what 4:15 p.m.
Yeah.
Excellent. Thank you so much. Really appreciate you all for sharing and helping us out.
Yeah, and just for those of you who aren't on YouTube, because most of our commenters are on YouTube, that's why I post everything up here so that those who are on Facebook can see it.
Yep. All right. Thank you so much, everybody. Have a great week.
Bye-bye.
We'll see you next week. And I think we'll have Ms. Covey Denton, who is Lydia's mom. She's awesome. Take it easy. Bye.
Bye-bye.